Hey, this is Brother Jeff. I'm going to show you how to get started with the eBooks games and how to import them inside of Lectora version 11. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see that you can access the eBooks games by coming up to Activities and then eBooks Interactions. And this will give you a list of all the different eBooks interactions out there. If you go ahead and select one of those, you can see the preview for that game. Go ahead and test it out, make sure it functions how you want it to function, and then come over to the download section, click on the download button, and this will download a folder to your desktop. Now once you've downloaded that folder to your desktop, if you open up that folder, let me go ahead and hide this browser in the window here and hide everything else just so we can focus on this folder. You'll notice that we have a couple different files within this folder. If I just double click on the index.html. This will open up the game, and I can see the game exactly how it's going to work inside of the browser. Or if I wanted to change some of the content inside of here, this is actually done within the JS file that's titled the same thing as the interaction or game, which in this case is World Race. So I can open this up inside of Notepad, I can open it up inside of any text editor like Dreamweaver or anything like that. Let's go ahead and just open this up real quick. Now we do have tutorials on how to edit all of this, the different options that are available on support.elearningbrothers.com. And this will actually you can watch all the different tutorials on all the different options available here. But let's just go ahead and find question 1, and let's just add some text at the end of question 1. And then save that. Now if I go ahead and refresh my browser, and if I come to question 1, you'll notice that text is automatically updated at the end of that. So it's really easy to edit these games, to download them, edit it with the text editor, and then that's all you have to do to prep this to go inside of Lectora. So now that I've edited that text, and there's a lot more that you can do, but once I've edited that text, now I'm ready to bring this inside of Lectora. So inside of Lectora, you just go into any page, and inside of your title, you click on the Insert tab, come over to Web Window, and then on the Windows source, select the drop-down box and select Local Web-Based Content. Now from here, I'm going to select an HTML file. But you want to make sure that this is selected where it says include all files and subfolders, because what happens is it will grab any file and any subfolders that's around that HTML file that you're going to bring in. But one more thing that I need to do to prep this before I bring it in is I need to change the name of this index.html file. Lectora uses its own index.html file, so I need to name this something different. And you can rename it pretty much whatever you want, but let's just go ahead and just name it the same thing as the game. So I'm going to say World Race. And that's it. Everything else, if I double click on that, will function properly. And once you bring it inside of Lectora, everything will function properly. You just need to rename that HTML file. Make sure you keep the .html file on there, but you need to rename it to anything else besides index. Now from here, I'm going to then click on this Browse button, and this will allow me to browse for that HTML file. So I'm going to come into the World Race folder on my desktop, and this is where I now see that worldrace.html file. I'm going to select that file, click on Open, and this will give me a little bit of a preview here. If I see this image here, hear the sound, then everything is ready to go. I'm going to click on OK, and then it'll ask me if I want to replace anything if I've already brought this game in, which in this case I did before I brought it in here. And now it has this web window that I can resize to whatever I want. The game itself is 720 by 540 by default, so if you want it to be the exact size, you just come into the web window and just click on 720 by 540, and there we go. That's the size of the game, and you can position it wherever you want. One more thing you may want to do is when you preview this, there is a border around the web window. Now that's easily fixable by clicking on this edit button and then coming into this iframe, and right after you see the quotes around the worldrace.html, just hit a space and then type in frame border equals, and then within quotes 0. And that will just get rid of the frame border, so there is no border, so the game just looks like it's part of the rest of your content within your course here. So now if I preview this, you'll notice that it actually cannot find the file or directory during preview. If I publish this out, then click on Done, and let's go ahead and open up this sample project, this title project, go into the HTML folder, and now let's go ahead and click on index.html. And there it is. I have my game. I don't have any of my players set inside of Lectora yet, but this is my game and it functions perfectly inside of Lectora. And so you can have more interactive, engaging games right inside of Lectora by downloading one of these eBooks games.